Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome to the first ever Free Hammers podcast. I'm here with Lee and Luke.
Hello guys, how you doing?
And we're basically going to be talking about all things West Ham, just chatting about what happened during the week, the latest news, and answering your questions. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to talk about the game of the weekend against Southampton. Obviously, we lost. What are your thoughts on that, guys?
Right, so I don't know whether this is part of Slavan's tactic or not, because it seems like we're starting slow in games, and it's whether it's conserving energy. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, it's a problem. Slow starts become a real big problem at the minute as well. Actually, what do we do to stop it?
I think one of the things is that because we've got away with it quite often, sort of Southampton apart, maybe Bournemouth as well, that it hasn't been that much of an issue because we got away with it. Actually, one week we're going to play someone, they're going to be 3-0 down after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, it could happen.
But then the thing is when we played City, that didn't happen. Do you know what I mean? Like Luke said in his preview, when we played City, if we start slow, we could be 5, 6, 7 down, which is fucking possible. But that didn't happen. So how come they didn't? How come they picked it up? Is it what that big club mentality? Is it that they only raised their game against the big clubs? Could it be something like that?
I think it could be, because if you look at the Newcastle game, that was one, wasn't it? 2-0 down, and it's too late. That's a game we should have been winning.
It was the same against Sunderland actually as well, 2-0 down, and it wasn't until they had a player sent off, and maybe we got one back before they had a player sent off.
Yeah, it changed the game.
Yeah, it completely changed the game. Yeah, it's worrying actually. It's worrying. But then on the other hand, the fact that we have got away with it so often, maybe that's a good thing, and they can change the way they play mid-match. Yeah.
Like the Pardew era, because we used to start slow in that era, but we had the record for coming back, I believe, that season. Most comebacks.
Yeah, I don't think it's been too bad this season. I don't think when we have gone a goal down, which I'm trying to think now if that's happened that often or not. But I've never felt really this season that if we do go down, if we do go behind it, that's it. We can't come back. I've always thought.
Oh no.
This season, I've always thought, we can come back into it, but you just didn't get that feeling last season. So that's a nice change. That's the thing as well, that it's easy to forget where we were last year. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to forget how far we've come.
Well, yeah, under Sam, obviously, them draws would be turned into losses, and those losses, obviously, when we're losing, they would continue to be losses, and the wins would be turned into draws. Now, obviously, we seem to be able to hold on and go on and win and turn sort of potential losses into draws, which is a lot better this year.
Yeah.
And I think another key thing is that I think it was 5 or 6 matches where we drew in a row and hardly scored a goal. In the last season, that would have been 5 losses.
I'm not sure or not, but have we lost 2 in a row this year?
No, I don't. Not that I think of.
That's what I like the most. Obviously, we're not going on a real bad run. If we lose, we bounce back straight away with a win or a draw.
Yeah.
It stops that rut, doesn't it?
And then, obviously, we bounced back just about against Liverpool last night.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know. I think as a bit worrying for me, I think really we should have tied the game up in the first leg. I think that was a real good opportunity to win the game, but we just didn't look like we didn't even turn up. We didn't bother.
Yeah, definitely.
Better team out for them last night. I wouldn't say it was just the kids they played last night. They had obviously Coutinho back, Sterling come on. Sturridge.
I also think if Benteke could actually finish, I think he could have finished us off easy in that game.
Yeah. That's one of the things I've seen a lot though. A lot of people were saying about, like, a lot of Liverpool, and Klopp was saying in his interviews, they were done by a better team, blah, blah, blah. But you can't forget, we hit the post twice. We had a stonewall penalty not given. So who knows? It's all very well saying, Benteke, should have converted his chances, but we could have been out of sight by then. Do you know what I mean?
Having been to all 4 matches this year, that's the best Liverpool team I've seen out of all 4, sort of performance-wise.
Yeah,
and considering there was, 2 first-team regulars, Mignolet and Benteke, was probably it. I was quite impressed actually, or Lucas. So I was quite impressed.
Because he was playing centre half, wasn't he?
Yeah.
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 So,
I think you mentioned hitting the post. Special mention to Joey O'Brien. I think it was a good effort actually.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
I thought he had a decent game before he
took a
got injured.
deflection. I think if the deflection didn't take it onto the post, he might have scored. You know.
it makes up for that shot he had in the first leg, where I think the ball's still in the air somewhere in Anfield. I think.
Yeah, I think it's still in
Yeah.
the air somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You were obviously there, Lee. So, any thoughts from the ground?
I thought it was a good atmosphere, one of the better ones this season. I think sometimes it's been a bit flat. I think there's sort of mixed emotions around Upton Park with the move and everything. But no, it was a good atmosphere last night. Lots of positivity. We got the result in the end just about. I think I wasn't confident going to penalties given the amount of injuries we had.
Yeah.
I think they had, 4 forwards on at the end of the game, or would probably be first choice penalty takers at most clubs. So I wouldn't have been confident going to penalties, so thank God for Ogbonna.
Nice to get some revenge though for the 2006, wasn't it?
Well,
Actually,
small slice. I wouldn't say that makes up.
Yeah.
Yet, but
I think 7-1 on aggregate this season is fantastic.
Yeah. Where do you think we can go in this FA Cup this year?
I mean, I actually, the one I was going to say, if you look at the teams that are left in it, and I hate to say this, but the only one I fear is Tottenham.
Yeah, I was actually discussing this in work, and it's Tottenham and possibly Arsenal I fear a bit in there as well, because obviously they've won it the last 2 years. They've got good pedigree in it at the moment.
I haven't actually looked at the draw. Who are they playing in the next round? Do you know?
Not
Hull, they're playing. Arsenal
got Hull
and Palace.
Tottenham, yeah.
Tottenham Palace.
One of the big boys are going with Chelsea, Man City as well, playing each other.
I fancy Chelsea there.
Really?
Yeah.
Mainly because I think they have to win it. I mean,
I would like to
they've
just
got to win
get to
something
the
this season.
semi-final. I'd love another trip to Wembley. Obviously, it will kill me if we lose, but just another trip to Wembley would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Let's just hope luck of the draw. We've got a very, very winnable game. Blackburn and nothing special. They're a
They're
mid-table
not
championship
votes
side.
anymore.
We'll have 7,000 fans there. We should be very confident against them. We could play a sort of B team and still win it, I think.
So would you sacrifice possibly league form now for that run?
Yes. Personally, yes.
Because obviously, what we on 39, nearly 40 points. We're safe. We're not
We're
going
obviously
out.
safe. Yeah, we're not going to get relegated. I don't know. I know Slav has come out and he said that the FA Cup's more important than finishing fourth. That's bollocks. That's not like if you offered
any
fourth,
manager wants to finish fourth because that money in the Champions League
Yeah.
just for the group stage alone.
Champions League, absolutely. If
Players you can attract.
if it was going to be like we did the start of this season, where we had to play like 16 Europa League games, before the season even starts, then obviously no, sod that. I wouldn't bother with that. And then you'd say, yeah, you'd rather win the cup, but then you're doing the same thing anyway, aren't you? So I don't know. I suppose.
Where do you start if you win the FA Cup? Do you start straight in the group? I'm not quite sure where you start.
In the sort of preliminary, so the one before the group.
So that preliminary round. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So what the league position? Is it the same, or do you start in the group stage?
No, Southampton started when we went out to Astra.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So I suppose if you look at it like that, you'd rather win the cup, wouldn't you? Yeah. So
I think the league form will fade away anyway if we go further. Because I remember during the Pardew bit when we got to the final, obviously we faded away a bit in the league, didn't we? I think we lost 4-2 to Portsmouth at one point during that year. So it's expected because obviously players start shirking the tackle a little bit the further you go on.
Yeah.
Speaking of form, is it a good time to bring in Dimitri Payet?
Yeah, he's been off the pace for a while now. Yeah, last
4 games, probably excluding the Man City game where he was incredible. He just, I don't know, his passing looks a bit off. Maybe I thought he was terrible last night. The first few games on adrenaline alone, and maybe his fitness is starting to tell a little bit.
Yeah,
his sharpness is not there.
Could be as well. Maybe now he has had that injury and he had a bad tackle, and then he had another one the weekend. Is he starting to be a little bit scared now?
Yeah, the confident, possibly. Yeah,
I think
he's scared of getting hurt. I don't know. But he hasn't been good. Last night, I thought it was terrible. He gave the ball away so much.
Some of his very simple passes, just weren't coming off for him. And but he set up both goals at the end of the day. Well, he had a hand for Valencia, and so I mean,
So if you play bad and you still are setting up a goal and you hit the post with a free kick, I suppose.
Oh, that's true. Hit the post as well. Yeah, I mean, that just shows the quality of him, though, doesn't it? I suppose really, even when he's
is it our expectation level as West Ham fans now?
I think there's a bit of that, but looking back to the Southampton game, I really looked to him to unpick that 10 men I think a player of his quality should have been able to find a killer pass to open them up, and he just wasn't on it. Especially, I think he was very, very poor in that game.
Song was terrible that game as well.
Song was very poor.
No one was
noticeably not on the bench last night. Song.
Yeah.
I thought actually, but especially
I'm a big fan of Obiang,
actually. I think he should be above Song in the team. He
very rarely for me, as our second best player this year has been Coyote. I think Coyote is incredible in that midfield. When he's fit.
I said last night to the people around us that if anyone's worth 38 million at the moment, I think it's him. Coyote. I think he's an outstanding player.
Brilliant player. Got goals in him this year as well.
But
I've actually heard about his injury. He was stretched off. Head. Yeah.
He looked like he was out of it, completely out cold. I think they just took him off as a precaution.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We do miss him when he's not there.
I don't think he'll be out. I think he'll be back the weekend.
Obviously, there's some big selection problems now, isn't there? With obviously Lanzini's due back, Sacco's due back. Like, who do you pick in that midfield now? It doesn't pick itself really. Certain players pick themselves, but who goes with them?
See, that's interesting, right? Because for me, I've been saying to you for ages, I think we miss Lanzini more than anyone. I think Lanzini's probably our most important player because he does drive defences. He does create space and opens up, and it means that Payet ain't got to do it all himself. But then when you look at that midfield, like you say, who do? For me personally, if Lanzini comes in, the only player really whose position he could take is Coyote's, because Coyote's the one who gets forward. So that's the dilemma, like you say, is
because you wouldn't drop Antonio now either.
No, but then
he's been immense.
For all his wrongs, I think Valencia, his touch is shocking at times.
Yeah,
but last night he showed his quality.
Come straight in there, surely.
Yeah, I mean, can you drop anyone at the moment? I mean, we're on a decent run. What, 1 defeat in 12?
I know, it's fantastic.
Why should Lanzini come straight back into the team, regardless? Maybe if you look at Antonio at the start of the season, he couldn't get a look in. Now look at him.
Yeah, and he's undroppable at the minute. He's got goals in. What's he? 5 now? Is it 4 or 5?
He's probably our top scorer actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's. Yeah, I suppose to move on, guys. I suppose. What about the new signings as well that we've not mentioned? Obviously, Emeneki and Byram. Where do they fit in? Where does Emeneki fit in when Sacco's fit?
I don't think he does. Frankly, I think he's third choice behind Sacco, Carroll, and him.
Did any of you catch him in the Southampton game? That little sort of 12-minute cameo.
He had a
very
header,
close
didn't he?
Header, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had he had that header, didn't he? That he put wide. That he probably should have scored, but he didn't really do anything else apart from that. But then you can't really judge him on that. You can't.
No, I would start him the weekend against. I would give him a run out, definitely.
But then again, the same thing. He had to drop Valencia.
Yeah.
He got a bit of an injury last night as well, didn't he? I ran it off towards the end. But
yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. He might rotate just because we're playing so many games. We've played so many games this last couple of weeks, but I don't know. It's a strange one. It's hard to say with him because, well, you can't.
On the game last night.
You can't say until he gets a run out. So, but Byram
I think
will probably start. He'll probably start the weekend.
I'm excited about Byram, actually.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things from Leeds fans. One in particular, Leeds fan that we know.
Back to Payet, just quickly, guys. Obviously, there's loads of rumours at the moment with the transfer, his contract and stuff. Would you guys sell him, and at what price would you take?
I think if you're talking about a bid from China, and you're talking silly money, 40 million, I think you've got to consider it, frankly.
Well, what are they saying? 38 million, was it?
38 million. I think don't sell him to another Premier League club under any circumstance. I don't think anyone else other than China who are throwing stupid money around will pay stupid money for a 28-year-old.
No.
I really don't. I think it's lazy journalism. I think papers are bored this time of year.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's anything in it. But even if there was, say we sold him personally, I wouldn't sell him because I think that sends out the wrong message for what we're doing at this moment in time, regardless of the money. Unless it was like, I'd say double that. If they come in with like 50, 60 million, then that's ridiculous. Yeah, you take it. But I think if we sold him now, that just sends out completely the wrong message as to where we're going as a club. So, but even if it's say you sold him for 38, 40 million, who would you bring in for that money?
No, yeah, exactly. No one of the quality.
No, you wouldn't get someone that like who's genuine.
The thing is, 40 million doesn't guarantee a perfect signing, does it?
No, of course not.
2 million Sacco, fantastic, and obviously, there's 30 million Boney, and he's not really done it at City, has he? It doesn't mean and 32 million Benteke. It just proves that money's not his be all and end all.
Yeah, it's difficult. But then you can't rely. It's all right saying that, but then you might splash 38 million and end up with like Rigobert's Song. Do you know what I mean? Like
Tottenham is a prime example, isn't it? Solano and all those sort of players, 20, 30, 40 million pounds spent over the years.
I think, but Payet, based on the last 3 games, worth about 5 million, frankly. He's been that poor.
Yeah, it's difficult seeing him on this form. If he carries on in this form for the next couple of games, then you might be saying, all right, 38 million. Yeah, we'll take it. But no,
I think, barring 1 or 2 exceptions, foreign players coming to England tend to tail off towards the end of their first season. Let's just hope it's a bit of that.
Pace of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No disrespect to the French league, but Paris Saint-Germain are miles ahead of anyone else in that division.
Oh yeah,
it's nowhere near as competitive as what it is here. So
no.
there may be a bit of that, and also that goes to consider. I know France, but Marseille, it's right on the coast, lovely weather all year round. It's in the middle of winter, so you never know. Things play with people's minds, don't it?
So just back to that question from one of the guys on Twitter. Thanks for the question. That was from @Claret and Blues. He does say, what is the minimum price you'd sell Payet? So let's just put it out there, guys. Figure. What is your figure?
60 million.
Yeah, I'll go for that. 60 million. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say around that 50 mil, 55 mil mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, next question. But again, linked. This is from @West Ham in Vegas. He says, with all the stuff coming out about Payet, should his agent be punished? Obviously, that would be a new thing in football if the agent were punished. Obviously, that's part of football now, isn't it? But what do you think?
It's their job, isn't it, at the end of the day? They can't punish him for doing their job. He's touting for business. That's what he's there for. It's his agent. I think what was good, and it's quite rare, is that Payet came straight out on Twitter yesterday and said, I'm happy, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
I'm happy at West Ham.
That's nice to see. Yeah, that was
obviously,
nice to see.
The club did come out with a statement as well, though, saying that it's not true, saying that the agent hasn't actually said anything. So, it's paper talk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Paper talk. But you could say that there's an agenda against West Ham in the media if you wanted to go down that road. On the day, it's a bit funny that all this comes out the day we're playing Liverpool in a cup tie.
Yeah.
It's
actually nice to actually hear some positive things from the pundits for a change. Like Shearer's sort of saying nice things now. Lineker's saying nice things. There's only a few now that still obviously got some bees in their bonnet about us.
Well, even Jamie Redknapp a couple of weeks ago said he'd pay for a West Ham season ticket to see Payet alone.
It's nice to see.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
One more question, guys. Not linked to Payet, but this is from @HonestTroll. Randolph or Adrian, guys? Now that's a good one.
Yeah, good question.
I think Adrian has been outstanding for us the last 2-3 seasons. He had a bit of a shaky spell. I think last season, I was getting a bit frustrated. But actually, I think the reason Randolph plays so well is that he isn't playing every week. If he was playing every week, would he be playing this? I think he's proved a lot of people wrong.
Well, that game at Anfield, he was incredible, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he deserves a lot of credit. And if we, by some miracle, get through to the final, I think he should play in every round because he's been that good.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's actually an interesting question as well. The further we go on, would you start changing the team? Or would you stick to the team that's been playing? I know really we've been playing a sort of strong team anyway. But we're hampered by injuries a bit. So, like, for example, the likes of Lanzini, Sacco, would you bring them into the team? Or would you just say, no, we'll stick with the team we've been playing?
I think ideally stick to it, but how long are players of that quality going to be happy not playing? So you're going to have to rotate
it's the opposition as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like if we do play Spurs, you want the best team out there because that's a game you do not want to lose. Like, obviously, that's my dream final. I'd love to see that West Ham Tottenham final.
I don't know if I would because I think we'd lose, but
I'm sure that they're going to be the last team to beat us up to par.
Oh, don't. Well, I hope not. I'll be there for that one, so they've got to win. Got to win for me.
I do nothing.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So is that it for the questions?
Yes, thanks for all the questions. Obviously, we're still growing as a channel, but thanks for those first 3 questions.
Actually, all 4 of our centre-backs, Tomkins has been playing out of position, but now we've got Byram, hopefully that sorts that. What's the ideal partnership? What's the best partnership at the moment? It's very difficult.
I think as well for next season, you've got to be looking at, is it Burke, who's having actually a fantastic season, isn't he, down there on loan?
Doing well at Bradford, yeah.
Yeah, I know he's only a pup, obviously, but you never know. These young boys can do the job sometimes, can't they?
I was interested the other day. I read an interview with James Collins where he said the reason I'm playing so well this year is because of the Euros. Pissed me off a bit, actually. I thought, play well. You'd want to play well for West Ham. Yeah. So I wonder at the end of the season, he's got his new contract.
Done a job, hasn't he?
You know, he's cut out the rashness a bit this season. I think, minus the European game and stuff. Yeah,
where he loses his head a bit.
I think he's cut that out. I think Reed's number one choice all the time.
I love Tonks. I love Tonks as well. I really do love Tonks.
Tonks is placing his heart on his sleeve.
It's really difficult.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
But then actually, Bonner looks lovely.
I really like Bonner.
He was lovely last night.
Plus, I think
Bonner was very good.
I think it's good to have a left-sided centre back as well, which Bonner obviously is. I think that helps with the balance. So,
you know, what I like last night
getting that Juventus team, which he was in stages of last season. You're no mug. Do you know what I mean? It might take him a little bit of time to adapt, but
he's a footballing centre half, which I like. He sort of brings the ball out. He's happy to. He don't just boot it away. He sort of takes his time, plays a little pass across. I think I mean, if you look at not include, I don't know, it's really difficult, but for me, it's Bonner and Reed.
See, for me, I think the good partnerships. I think there's two there. I think you just summed it up. Bonner's the ball playing centre back. I'd partner him with Collins, who does the messy stuff.
Yeah, because I think Reed is a ball player as well.
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
Isn't he?
And I think Reed and Tompkins are brilliant together. So I think you've got two good partnerships there, Reed and Tompkins, and then Bonner and Collins. They'd probably be the two.
Yeah, I think you need that one who's going to put their in where it hurts with the footballer.
Yeah.
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 Okay, guys. So we're going to the Norwich game on Saturday. Obviously, I'll come with my preview, but I'd like to get some predictions off you guys before we shoot off.
Having seen a bit of Norwich this year, I think they're very poor. You know, the fact that Matt Jarvis can get anywhere near that team says
will he score?
Well, almost put your money on it. I am going to go for. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win, West Ham.
Interesting. I think we're due a result. I think we're due a big result. To be honest, I really do. So I'm going to be brave. I'm going to say 3-0.
Yeah, good chat. I'll obviously reveal mine in my preview. That will be our next video after this one, probably, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Brilliant. So pretty much out of time. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Thanks again for your questions. Don't forget, if you've got any questions you want us to answer, send them in. You know what to do. Get on the Twitter or the Facebook, or leave a comment on the YouTube video. And that's it. We'll be back again next week. Thanks a lot, guys.
Cheers.
Right, guys. Keep believing. Come on, you irons. We can win something this year. Let's go.